One of the most important things you should be doing if you want to learn a new language is similar to what you should do if you want to get good at chess. You need to learn your openings. Just like a game of chess, a conversation in your target language will start off with a limited number of possibilities and then grow exponentially. That means that when you're just getting started, a little bit of study up front can go a long ways to help you meet your goals in the long run. Think of a game of chess as a metaphor for language learning. There's only 20 possible moves you can make your first turn in a chess game. Very often, you'll start a game like this. Sometimes like this. It's pretty rare to start a game off like this, and a game will never start like this. So that's not even one of the possibilities you have to remember. Since white goes first in chess, the white player should know the strengths and weaknesses to the possible moves that they can make the first turn. And the black player should know how to respond to those 20 possible moves. Since both players have 20 options, that's 400 possibilities in just the first two moves. But most of those 400 never actually happen. There are 4 opening moves in chess that are way more common than all of the other ones combined. Some openings are so common that they have their own names, like the Queen's Gambit or the English opening. So when you're just getting started, you should focus on learning the 4 most common openings, and that will serve you way better than memorizing all of the 396 other options. Which is a relief, because otherwise no one would ever bother to learn chess. And in language learning, just like a game of chess, your first conversations will be predictable, and they're gonna center around a finite number of possible topics. Hello, how are you? What do you do for a living? Why are you learning German? What do you do for fun? If you learn how to respond to just a few questions, you'll be able to have your first conversation right away. Contrary to what Duolingo may lead you to believe, you don't need to answer questions about what you got your uncle's horse for Christmas. At least not until much later in your language learning journey. So, memorize the 4 most common openings. Learn why they're good, and memorize how to respond to those openings. Unlike in chess, however, the most common openings are going to be specific to you. Do you own and operate a jellyfish farm? If so, people are going to be curious about that. Go ahead and learn how to respond to the questions that you know they're going to ask. And I need to make a really important point about that. When I say memorize your openings and memorize the responses to those openings, you could hypothetically learn those openings by reading a chess book, but you will not master them that way.
Intuition can't be found in books.
A book is fine and it can give you some good points, but you will not really understand how to use those moves in a real game until you use them in a real game. You'll get experience watching those moves succeed and watching them fail. And that is exactly how language learning works. A book may tell you not to open with the pawn in front of your bishop, but that point doesn't really stick until you get hammered with their queen on turn 2. But when that happens in a game, I guarantee you'll remember. Before you get good at chess, you have to lose lots of games. Get comfortable with the idea.
What's called the scholar's mate.
Before you master a new language, you're gonna have to flub all around and make a fool of yourself. The only way to not make mistakes is to give up on learning the language.
Me, Leuven.
Me.
Me.
Very good.
If you want to learn more about what you should be doing when you first get started learning a new language, check out this new playlist, which I call Finally Learn That Language. In these videos, I'm going to help you learn what you should be doing and avoid the most common mistakes I see people doing all the time that prevents them from progressing in their language. Now go into the world and learn that language.